Hi class, so we're going to do our foray into arrays now. And so arrays in PHP are quite similar to what you've seen in JavaScript. They are kind of a tad different, and so we'll see that. So if we remember back to our JavaScript days, if we were going to make an array of animals, let's say, we would open up our brackets and we'd start putting stuff in there. So we could put like elephant, spell, chicken, cow, whatever, and that's your typical array. In PHP, is essentially the same. We have our opening tag, which is different, but no variable keyword. We use $. But if we open up our brackets, we can do pretty much the same thing. We can put elephant, chicken, cow. So as you can see between the two files, we're not in a radically different territory. There is another way to also define arrays in PHP, and you can use the array function. So the array function will also create an array. And so that one is a little different. So we have our bracket syntax, which we should be familiar with, and then we have our array syntax via the array function to create an array variable. And so that's different from JavaScript. JavaScript doesn't have this kind of array function. Another thing that's going to be different is how we get how many items are in an array. So if we remember back to JavaScript, we could grab this length property with dot syntax. But PHP doesn't really revolve around everything being kind of a hidden object like JavaScript did. And so if we wanted to get the length of an array for PHP, we actually use a function, and we can use the count function and pass it the array. So we can use the count function to get the length, and that's pretty useful. The only other thing I would mention in this video is that, like JavaScript, we can access items, individual items in the array with bracket syntax. So if we want to get the first animal, we could use bracket 0, because if we remember back to JavaScript as well, just like JavaScript, PHP arrays are also zero based zero indexed, so they start counting at 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna grab this code. I'm gonna quickly go into PyCloud and throw up a new server. And we'll just we'll run this code just so we can see it. Also copy paste and refresh. I keep forgetting. So you can see that we echoed the count of the animal, so 3. So animals has 3 items in it. We echoed the first animal, which is elephant, and the names array we have we're echoing it. So that syntax is different than we have in animals, but we're still able to use it. And that's a pretty general overview of arrays.